Kaffir Hare, in my own opinion, I'd say it's like the kind of hair that some people would classify our hair as. That's my understanding.
That's actually like African hair.
Okay.
So that's what they call it, Kaffir Hare.
Really kinky hair, maybe? That's, Afro sort of
Coiled, curled, twisted, twirled, ringed, stringed, wrapped, locked. My hair is I and I it, my DNA strands as locks, so defiance to noms, comes, break in between my fro. My knots are a tie to my ancestors' kingdom, my Kaffir Hare.
Heathen hair. I don't know. I don't have an understanding to things that are foreign to me. I mean, for me, I can't say I have an understanding to ke moriri. Moriri ke moriri. That's what it is. And that's the hair that we have. So when they call it Kaffir Hare, that's called heathen hair. So that's how they used to identify us as Kaffirs.
I want to understand, what is your understanding of the term Kaffir Hare?
natural hair, African hair.
Do you think the term is like derogative or anything like that? Is it offensive to black people to call their hair Kaffir Hare?
Well, for me, it's not. I mean, I don't see why it should be. It's exactly what it is. But I guess when somebody else is saying it, especially someone from a different race, it can get, depending from, the attitude I chose. But, I mean, I don't really think it shouldn't be. I mean, come on, no.
Okay, so when do you do weave, synthetics?
I'm not gonna lie, I do weaves. I have one right now, but it's natural. I always try keeping it as natural as possible. I enjoy having my hair looking all good, I guess.
How did are you?
Hey, Makhoza, I'm very well, and how are you?
I'm good. Can you briefly tell me about you, what do you do, and who you are?
Lina laka ke Thuto, Motswana wa Kukurumani. I'm an aspiring film producer. Yeah.
Okay, so Tuto, I see you're wearing a wig. Before we go anywhere, I'd like to ask, do you understand the term Kaffir Hare?
Yes, I think I do. I think the term Kaffir Hare stands for
This term Kaffir Hare has been known and has been used around black people, maybe white people as well. So what is your understanding of the term Kaffir Hare?
The term. Let me just go back to the first time I heard the term Kaffir Hare. My mother was taking me to the salon for the normal fry and dry. And she was having a conversation with the hairdresser going on about the kind of, they need to change whatever product they're putting on my hair because my hair is too coarse. So she was like, no, Kaffir Hare, so you must get something stronger. Yeah, boy, and then you must make sure you comb that hair. So it must be straight. And that time I'm thinking, what do you mean something stronger? The melt stuff already burns my scalp. But at that time I couldn't say that because, I'm 6-7 years old and whatever I say doesn't matter. Your hair must just look pretty, and pretty is straight. It doesn't mean kinky. It doesn't mean natural. It means processed and all of that. So the term for me has always been, you need to fix it. It's always meant you need to fix it because there's something wrong with it. Kaffir Hare. It's too strong. It must be light.
No, I want to understand. Late last year, there was this Twitter thing going on between Rana and Ziki Mazwai, and Ziki was attacking Janelle for her weaves, and Janelle was attacking Ziki Mazwai for natural hair, but I look Trump.
Yeah.
Where do you stand in this debate?
I think that the problem with black women that put on weave and a lot of makeup, they get to look down on our African sister that are natural, that don't put on all your makeup. I think that they get to think that they're more superior. They feel like they're better. That's how I see it. Because now, even on social media, men even start to saying that women should put on weave, they should put on makeup and stuff. So for me, I feel like it's a huge problem for women actually to look down on each other on that differences, because it's not even a difference really, because we're all black. So if you're gonna put on your weave and your makeup and you're gonna feel like you're better than me, then there is totally something wrong with
No amount of evolution can straighten the kings in my genes. No Brazilian, Russian, Peruvian, and synthetic can replace the coils tangled into my bones. My identity cannot be consumed. So do you find the term being used around people today specifically?
I think females generally, Tina, people who know the saloon life, ukubone, you hear that term more often than not, even when we're having conversations amongst friends, but my hair type is this, my hair is too soft, my hair is this. So Kaffir Hare, like it happens all the time. It's normal to describe a person's texture of hair. Ukubone. If your hair is the coarsest of the coarse, then kutwa Kaffir Hare.
The texture of my hair is coarse, hard as the clicking in my tongue, tough as my sun-kissed skin, resilient through history. Everything about me is made to be strong. I am strong.
I've always had a problem with chemicals, every time I relax my hair would like fall off, literally, my hairline would recede. Stadium, so my hair would like fall off from my copy. So like I had to start growing natural hair at a very young age because I didn't have a choice. Chemicals didn't agree with me. Like even now, bruh, like if I took off this dupe, but I thought I was brave enough, but I'm not. You'll see that my hair has receded because I thought it's been 10 years, since the last time I used chemicals. Let me try and like blow out my afro, because Kaffir Hare is not like the afros you see on TV, bruh. Kaffir Hare is so, like for real, it's so, you have to straighten it out every day, plait it before you sleep, or else it will shrink, and if it shrinks, it's a problem, So I thought, let me blow it out, it will make my afro softer, it will make it easier. Wasn't a good idea.
So how was the whole relaxed thing for your hair? How was that? For me, growing up I didn't have a choice, guys. It was a matter of your hair needs to be relaxed, because even our schools didn't look at someone having an afro. Like an afro is untied. Your hair must be relaxed as a girl. You must tie a little ponytail. Even if you don't have enough hair for a ponytail, you must rip your hair there, do something. Like, it was like that, and I don't understand why, because we don't naturally have straight hair, and it didn't make sense to me that in a school where a majority of the students are black, African, with this natural coarse hair, we must be forced to straighten the hair.
But there's like weaves and natural hair. it's all about how you want to express yourself. I think abantu abenza mostly bathanda natural hair. These people are artistic soul sisters. Those are the only people abathanda zona.
Black women, how many of them come for dreadlocks and how many of them come for weaves?
There's quite a lot who comes for weaves. Very few who come for dreadlocks.
The before and after of your texture, before the chemical, after the chemical. Oh, now it feels nicer. Now it feels like, fiber. It feels like kinky. And you're like, hey man, I didn't know my hair could feel like kinky. You blow out.
Kuna lace weaves. Kuna lava fara. Is faranjad? If you can explain to me.
Lace weaves. And then and then this one it's a Brazilian weave. So yeah, you Bangladesh K1 and K1. I tell why boyfriend I'm don't lie, I am gone.
Who else in the world puts sulfur in their hair? Who else in the world goes through such strenuous processes to achieve an aesthetic that is outside of our own race? So yes, of course, it is a heavy sign of colonialism, but I feel like also colonialism doesn't cover the aspects of what is commercialism.
Colonization and apartheid have had an effect on how, as black women, we see ourselves, Obviously, we would want to look more like the white god that they've provided us with. So obviously, if that is the beauty standard that's out there and we're fed that you need to have straight hair, you need to have lighter skin, you need to have these kind of lips, this kind of eyes, you need to shave everything off so that it's thin and nice, then obviously that will be like what we want to do, because that would be what we identify as beauty.
Went through oppression, and I think she did because she was projecting what she knows and what is the norm according to how she was brought up in the world she was brought up in. Now, once you know your understanding, if you do acknowledge that perhaps colonization and apartheid has played a huge role in black people hating the texture of their hair.
I would believe so. I mean, from the archives that I've gone through, the archives that have been availed to the public through your TV and whatever, of the state of how things were during those times, I'm fortunate enough to be one of those people who didn't grow up then. I thank God every day that I didn't have to personally, be subjected to that kind of discrimination and hatred and all of that in the severity that it was during that time. I can understand it fully. What hurts me is that even with the supposed freedom that our parents have now been able to see, then the transition from that time to now, some of those confinements and those constraints are ingrained into their psyche. They cannot separate that. Because even when I had to come up to Joburg, I had just graduated, I'm coming for a job. I had dreadlocks. My mother forced me to cut my hair because no one will hire me with dreadlocks. When in today's society, there are so many men and women who hold office jobs as CEOs, as managers, with their neatly tied and neatly plaited dreadlocks. Do you understand? So I feel like the apartheid era and what the regime was doing in terms of controlling people's minds, it did achieve the whole instilling self-hatred in people. And it did that through numerous ways, through advertising, through showing us what the perception of a good person should look like. So a good person should have straight hair, a good person should dress in a certain way, a good person must address themselves and carry themselves in a certain way.
Media will never promote the agenda of black hair because of the industry, the beauty industry, you understand? The media is funded by different industries, and the beauty and hair industry is one of is one of the biggest industries in South Africa because blacks are the majority and they fund beauty and hair and the hair industry. So obviously they will never promote it. But with the rising, there's like a rising, I don't know, there's like a rise in feminism and a rise in women accepting themselves and a rise in black women loving themselves. And with that, they are forced to accept the hair because you see journalists are now embracing their own hair. You're seeing artists are embracing their own hair, actors, they're embracing their own hair. Entertainers in general, they're embracing their own hair. So I think that's what it is.
I grew up in a society where women or black women were not represented on media, or if they were sort of assuming subliminal or inferior or even silent roles and positions.
I'm talking about the hair that when it gets water, it like shrinks to like this size. But if you stretch it out, it's like a big afro. Then that hair is very hard to maintain, and that's the reality. You have to comb it out. It's so to comb out the knots. You have to, every night before you go to bed, you have to literally plait it so that it stays in form and stays in shape. So for me, that's like, it's a mission.
So when as a spiritual person, and an artist as well, what are your opinions on human hair, on another person's hair? Like, what do you think?
It's so funny. We were actually having this conversation with my cousin, because after I told them recently again, I had this dream where now they're telling me like, get your hair ready, and then she's on some, and I'm telling her, the problem is I don't mind getting dreadlocks, but I refuse to start them from scratch, because then you can't tie them, you can't do anything interesting. Well, for me, yeah. So she's on some, why don't you go buy them? These days you can buy them at every corner. I told you. And then I'm like, the thought of having somebody's hair like on my head is just a problem on its own. I'll be carrying somebody else's identity more now. And you'll never know like how these people get those dreads at the end of it.
So in Christianity, you are made in the image of God. So do you think our fathers have changed their image? Like if in Farah weaves today, does it mean that now saying pig is another image you look like a on?
As far as I know, from according to the pictures that I've seen, God has a blonde hair. So I think the woman figure out with young. I'm literally an image of God.
Do you know how? What do they want from you? What don't they want from you? What hairstyles do you choose that but how will not want?
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, cool. Well, for me, my ancestors can be a bit strict sometimes. Personally, they prefer me in dreads. They want that. I know that. I'm gonna get them. It's just a process. But anything that's like, okay, I'm not gonna like, foster sometimes. This hairdo, they don't mind it, but when it's loose and it's all up in there, like in my face, it becomes a problem. But these curly big hairs and whatever, no, that's a big no. So they prefer me with like my most natural hair.
Bobby, you look so lovely, eh?
Thank you.
It's that you're unpredictable. So
Hey, I told you.
how much is your weave? How much does it cost you?
Oh my God, you don't want to know. It's so flipping expensive.
Mm.
Yeah, well, like, if your monthly income is 1.5, you have to go hungry for a good 3 days.
3 months even, maybe.
No, 3 months, a good 3 months. And then so when I get
Sure.
it is, you can like touch it.
It feels so soft, like it's human hair. It's real human hair.
So there were some scary stories. What about like basically for your hair. So I mean, I don't want to find I watch too many scary movies. I don't want to find myself trying somebody's hair, and next thing they sending me, their ancestors are sending me messages.
Okay, so how much does your weave cost you? Like the hippies and putting it on, paying for labor?
Everything about is close to 500 each. I don't spend a lot of money. Like your brass. No. I spend like 200 just to buy 2 pockets, and then they have to relax my hair about 60 rand, and then have to put it on. So everything costs close to 500.
Okay, and how much does just doing natural hair, maybe relaxing your hair or how much does it cost you?
To wash your hair is about 30 bucks, and to relax it, it's 80 rand.
So, is it economic then to keep your hair natural? And how often do you have to go wash your hair when it's natural? And how often do you have to wash it? How do you use which one makes you go to the sun more? Natural?
Natural. Because with a weave, you can hardly even notice when it's dirty because okay, yes, you straighten it. You just wash it like once in a while. But with your natural hair, you have to go regulate like maybe once in 2 weeks and stuff like that. But with weave, it's a different story.
Our weaves are for rich people, so it seems because I do it. Do you think people are affording? So don't would say about natural sisters cannot afford, or is it a choice?
Maybe it's a choice. Because there are people who doesn't afford, but they go extra miles. They have to do some things in order to get weaves.
No amount of evolution can straighten the kings in my genes. No Brazilian, Russian, Peruvian, and synthetic can replace the coils tangled into my bones. My identity cannot